God bless you. So, I'd had a dream, and this one was about a butchers where they have the meat and they sell to you for your food. And it was that the butcher never had enough meat, and all the people were desperate for the meat, for they were hungry. And some couldn't afford the meat because it was too expensive, but there was never enough, and it kept running out. So I'm in this queue to get meat, and of course, some of the meat's expensive, some of it's really cheap. And people are looking down on people that buy certain cuts of the meat that they sell there. Some of the meat, you don't know what animal it's from, but there's never enough meat. There's a point where it's like you're always in this butcher's, but the shelves are basically empty. But there's still a big queue of lots of people crammed in here, desperate to get some. And then someone says something and says, "That's not a good idea to walk with a dog around this area." And outside the window is a person walking animals, some dogs, I think Labradors perhaps, I'm not sure. But the next moment, as I look back, some of the shelves have meat again, but the person with the dogs is gone. And people are still trying to get meat, but it runs out again and there's never enough. And then there was a place, as if it was underground, with like all brickwork and curved walls, like ceiling, sorry, like that. Was it alcove? I think's the word, like that. But everything's brick. There's no, this ain't no fancy place for lights or anything. It's all candles under here. Feels like we're underground or something. Some sort of underground butcher. And there's a point, and there's all these different strange looking meats, and I don't know what they are. But they look different. And someone says, "Don't eat of this. Do not eat of this. You don't want any of this." And there's people here and they're taking stuff, and I don't know what they're eating. But there was a point, and the meat's got like a strange colour to it, and you're picking up all these cheap packets of this strange meat. And there's something to do with this ain't animal meat. You understand what I'm saying? This ain't the meat from animals. This specific meat in the dark place that you don't want anything of. But people are desperate and they're hungry. It's a certain type of meat, if you know what I'm saying. But I do remember, I believe I saw a hand. But yeah, stock up on what you have now. For this, I do not know what's coming in the future. But we do know there is famine. We know a certain someone has bought up all the farms in America. You know they want to make meat via its DNA proteins and use 3D printers to create meat. You can actually research this online by typing what I just said, 3D printed meat. And for the past few years we've been trying to get everyone into veganism, and they want to get people to eat less meat. If meat starts disappearing and your houses aren't stocked with food and you ain't prepared, and you don't know how to forage. Foraging is with being able to identify certain plants and growths in natural wilderness that are edible. Knowing how to purify water would be a good one as well. Be well prepared for what's coming, because I've had dreams of supermarkets previously with no food in them. People desperate but not having anything. Needing coupons, but it is not the week that they have coupons, so they can't get anything but they're out. Dreams of dry land. Never enough meat now. If you have freezers, if you can get anything affordable, stock up while you can. Stuff keeps for a good while in a freezer. If it's sealed, it will last longer. Granted, it will lose its quality. Then you have tinned as well. And they'll last and they'll have sell-by dates on them to keep for time. Some is cheap, some not so much. But these dreams of this butcher constantly full of people, and the butcher never ever reduced in people. People were constantly trying to snatch meat from one another and from the shelves so they could buy, and there was never enough. Be prepared for a time when it runs out. For if it comes to a time when it runs out, does it then go to a time where the pets start to run out? And then does it come to a time when it's underground and dark and you don't know what that meat is? I pray to you to prepare, put your faith in Jesus. In your hardest of hardest and your lowest of lowests, don't give up. Trust in Jesus Christ. Pray in his name for deliverance. For those that call upon him will be saved. Don't give up. Don't lose your faith. Don't fall away because of difficulty. For the prophets, the disciples, the servants, the ever faithful, were persecuted throughout history, and we know this. We as the faithful, we do all that Jesus commands. So let's prepare, be ready, live in love for one another, living as Jesus demands and commands us. Follow his template, to love one another as you love yourself, to love God above all things, first and foremost. Stand prepared, stand ready. Make sure you're stocked up. If you're unsure on such things as this, you can look at world news from all different places and see what's going on and find the information on these things to see what's happening. Just as the locusts have been going everywhere. Stand ready, stand steadfast. Build your faith on a foundation of stone, not on sand. So when the storms in life come, you will not be shaken nor blown. God bless everyone here.